Hi, and welcome back to Beeper Bear. The less said about the black eye, the better. But that's a story for another day. Bear is looking pretty tired in his bed, and there's a reason for that. We went to Witches Woods, went back to Witches Woods like I promised you that we would. However, he was all over the place. He was miles in front of me. I didn't film as many of the carved faces as I wanted to because he was just bombing off in front. And also, he decided to go for a little swim. Now, I don't think he meant... Well, I know he didn't mean to go for a swim. He never means to go for a swim. But for some reason, he can't stay out of the water for very long. But you'll see why in a bit. Anyway, this week's video is sponsored by Finders Beepers History Seekers' website. So if you haven't had a chance to get merch for either us or for beautiful little bear, you can now get over to our website, findersbeepers.co.uk/shop, and you'll be able to buy all the merch you would love to buy for your kids, for you, even for your dog. So there's stuff there for everybody. So anyway, let's crack on with the video. Hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed going with him. And I'll see you at the end. Right, back to Witches Woods like I promised you. He's on the lead. I need to take him off. Now I know there's no dogs about. And that's it. He's away. He is so happy when he's off the lead and he can run round. Because in the streets normally, when we go to the park and things, he just can't do it. And just look how happy it makes him. He's so excited to be off that lead. Now what I like to do is let Bear take me for a walk, so generally I don't tell him where to go, I just follow him wherever he goes. And today he went a totally different way to what we normally go, up over this stile, and I didn't know why. And then I worked out what it was. There was some scent, something that he liked up there that he'd been following for a while, he'd been sniffing. And we got across the stile and I saw exactly what it was, and then he was in trouble. Look at this. Fox poo. Gave him a quick... I didn't boot him, I didn't kick him, sort of pushed him with my foot. But then anyway, he was more bothered about the sticks, so he didn't really care. He went off looking for sticks. He is terrible at following sticks. He's terrible with directions in general, and you'll see that in a minute. You'll see when he... Oh, you'll see. But yeah, he can't find sticks. It takes him 25 weeks. He runs the wrong direction, but eventually he will find it. Now, some weeks he stays really close to me and doesn't disappear at all. This week, totally different. He was into every single little hole, off miles and miles in front of me, trying to find something, not quite sure what, but that's a terrier for you. And just to remind you again, because people keep on asking, he's a Patterdale Terrier crossed with a Fox Terrier, and he is 5 years old. He'll be 6 in September. Now, a lot of people have been asking me about the history of Witches Woods. Now, there isn't a lot actually known of why the faces appeared and the carvings, where they came from. Nobody really knows. But the story behind it, the one that the locals sort of talk about, is a witch that lived in the woods and turned people to stone after dark. So you're never supposed to be in Witches Woods after dark. Now, it was originally a railway cutting There was a railway line that ran straight through that worked with the coal mines locally. But as you can see, there's some big, massive faces there. There's also some really, really tiny ones. I don't manage to show you every single one of them, but some of them are amazing. Now, if you remember last time we came, we had a bit of a problem with a duck. That was just over there, and you can see where we dropped down. But then also you can see the drop that he would have fallen off if he slipped. Now, it is behind trees, but you can see the extent it would have been quite painful. Now, if you see here, he took ages to try and work out how to get down to me. He's a bit of a numpty when it comes to things like this. He's not always the brightest. He's so lovely, but he just doesn't have any common sense. It sounds a little bit like me, to be fair. Very similar. Rachel would say exactly the same about me, but all he needed to do was to go to there. But he couldn't get it. He was like up and down, up and down. Oh, I don't know where to jump down. And finally, he got it. Now at this point, I think he came to tell me he wanted to go a different way. We never go down here, we never go this direction at all. So I was a little bit confused. It took me a while to work out why, and I was a bit scared of landing on my arse, but we finally made it down to the bottom of this big hill, and I knew what it was. He wanted to be near the water. He loves water, but he's scared to death of it at the same time. It makes no sense really. But anyway, we walked along the river for a while. we just walked past what was an original Roman bridge that's been rebuilt, and I was looking at the fish in the water. There's quite a few, to be fair. And Bear had a bit of a paddle, like he does. This is about the extent of going in the water you get from Bear. He'll go for a quick drink and a bit of a paddle, and then he sort of disappeared. Now still looking for fish. I was trying to see if I could see any in the water, and he disappeared, and all of a sudden he came bombing back down from the other end of the bridge. No idea where he'd been. So I carried on looking for fish. The next thing I knew, Bear had found himself in the water. I'm guessing he just slipped off the edge. There was a big splash. I looked round, and there he was, looking very sorry for himself and being scared. He wouldn't move away from the edge, and he can swim. He just chooses not to. But yeah, look at the state of this. And finally, he's out. Now, at this point, because I'd been going, come on, Bear, out you get, come on. He thought he was in trouble. He thought that he'd done something wrong. So the tail's down. He's looking at me out of the side eye like he always does. And then that's it. He's look at his little face. I had to tell him he's all right, not to worry. Don't panic. You're not in trouble. And then that was about it. He needed to go back on his lead. We needed to get out of there. He'd had a really good time apart from being in the water, which he wasn't happy. But he didn't want to leave. Look, he's like, no, I'm off. I'm going. Don't put me back on that lead. I don't want to go back in the car. But yeah, finally he gave in. He let me stick on the lead. Look at this. Just submitting to me all the time. I think he thinks I'm going to beat him up or something. It's only Andy that gets beaten, not him. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next one. Right, I hope you enjoyed that. As you can see, he got himself a little bit wet by slipping in the water again, which seems to be a theme recently. But anyway, like I said, please pop over to the website, check out the stuff on there. I'm sure if you don't want something, someone you love will. And we'll see you soon. See you later. Bye-bye from me, and bye-bye from Bear.